Jack Daniels is one of my absolute favorite legacy brand whiskeys. Matter of fact, when I was growing up, Jack Daniels is what we had around the house. I got older, I really started liking the Jack Daniels flavored whiskeys. That was way before me getting into bourbon and diving in and being the bourbon nerd that I am today. But I still absolutely love Jack Daniels. We all had our issues with the old number 7. We all probably had our first headaches from that one, and then we would kind of shy away from Jack Daniels as it would be going forward. But once these special releases started coming out and the barrel proof bottles, I fell in love all over again with Jack Daniels. So the folks over at Jack Daniels were nice enough to send me over the samples of the 10, 12, and 14 for 2026. And today we're going to get into those and let you know what we think about them. Hey guys, welcome back to Brutally Honest Bourbon. Today I am very excited to get into these Jack Daniels bottles. I have some bottles here on the side. This is the newer 14. I was lucky enough to grab one of these recently from a friend of mine, so glad to have gotten this one. Got that one from a buddy up in Tennessee. This is the older batch 2 of the 12. I just put it here as a display because the labels are all the same, right? And then this would be last year's Jack Daniels 10-year. Now, in the past, I had batch 1 of Jack Daniels 14, and to me, side by side, I liked this batch 2 of the 12 better than I liked the batch 1 of the 14. So I don't feel like I gave the 14 a fair shot last year. I'm really excited to get into this one this year and see what we think about them. So these are all going to be the same exact mash bill, right? That 80, 12, 8. So it's like 12% malted barley that Jack Daniels uses. They're all going to go through that Tennessee process, Lincoln County process of the charcoal filtration that they use, which are these huge vats of charcoal that that the whiskey just kind of seeps over, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think they do that as White Dog. Am I wrong? Maybe? I don't know. So you've got the 10-year, which is the fifth batch of the 10-year. Really excited when Jack Daniels started doing these age-stated whiskeys and was really nervous to see what 12 or 14 look like. And I'm hearing that there may even be 16 and 18-year whiskeys out there that we see in the future. They're they're all gonna be the same exact mash bill. They're all gonna have lived in the same type of barrels. They're just gonna be one's older than the other, and probably in different rick houses and such. The batch 5 10-year is gonna go for around $90. The 12 years is around $100 SRP, and then the 14 is going to be around $150 SRP if you're lucky enough to find it for that. One thing I do like about Jack Daniels is that they don't get crazy with allocation, right? So it's a little bit easier, I feel like, to find the Jack Daniels bottles than it is to find some of the Sazerac products that are allocated, like the GTS and William LaRue Wellers. So today I'm going to blind these. I've just gone through and written on the bottles a letter, and that letter coincides with the coaster that I'm using. So my good friend Kevin Brock, one of our patron members and a good friend of mine, made these coasters. Backside of the coaster, you have a letter. I didn't use the neck hangers because they wouldn't fit on these bottles, but he also sent me these neck hangers. And so you would hang that on the bottle, and then the coasters are turned over. So what I'm looking at is this side of the coaster, and I'm going to mix these all up. This is how I poured these. I'm going to mix these up, and we'll just get into it and see what we think. So let's get these out of our way, and then we'll just swap these around and play musical chairs and try not to really pay attention to what goes where, because I don't really want to know. What I want to know is what I feel like is the best whiskey out of these three. Like I said, last year I thought the 12 was better. These things are sticky to the surface. So I'm trying not to spill the drinks while we're screwing them around here, but let's just do them like this, and we'll see where they are, and we'll reveal them in a minute. I'll flip those over and we'll see how they match up with the bottles. So let's get into it. I get a lot of cherry on this one. There's definitely got that oak impact to it. It's sweeter. I'm not getting that typical Jack Daniels banana that we all love, that banana nut bread. I'm not getting that. There's like some pepper spice in there. The ethanol it's present, but it's not like overwhelming. It's not super complex on the nose, but it smells really good, and it's definitely different than typical Jack Daniel's. So let's see what we think about it. And that's really good. It certainly appears to be a lower proof. I would guess that to be the 10-year. Could totally be wrong. It could be the 12. I don't think it has enough body and oakiness to it to be the 14. It is really good. So it's got a medium mouthfeel. It's not super thin. It's definitely not as thick as I really like the whiskey to be. The flavors are really good. It's got a lot of sweetnesses going on. There is just a fuzz of that nuttiness that I always look for in a whiskey. It's not super complex. It's just sweet and nutty, and I would say it's a darker type sweetness, like a light brown sugar. That's really good. All right, so second glass. There comes maybe some of that banana that we typically look for. It's different though. It's not, I would say it's more like bananas Foster's, or like it's caramelized type bananas. Still sticking with that brown sugar sweetness. There's a touch of pepper spice and a little bit of ethanol going on there. Oh no, it's not just crazy jumping off the glass. The color on it looks great. Man, I like that nose. Different than that one. Okay, that's delicious. Okay, so well more refined than the first one. Not super complex. It's got 3 or 4 notes going on there. It's sweeter, it's nuttier. Almost get like an artificial type of banana note, not that burned creme brulee bananas Foster type note that I was getting on the nose. You know, I like to think about Jack Daniel's 10 as being like old number 7 grew up, got a job, started paying taxes, right? And then I like to think of 12 like a regular 12-year-old male boy who's starting to get a little attitude about him, right? That's where that Jack Daniel's 12 to me just really feels like it's got more character. I'm guessing that we may be right in line, 10, 12, 14, and that definitely wasn't done intentionally if that's the case. It's hard to blind yourself, right? But I'm trying. That is a really well-rounded sip. It's not ethanol forward. It's got a great deal of flavor on it. I always like to talk about, like, on a volume dial, 1 to 10 on the flavor. I mean, that thing, it's punching up there around 6, 7, somewhere in there. I'd say 6.5. This one was probably closer to like a 4.5 or 5 on the flavor. Yeah, that's definitely a little more flavor, but that is delicious. And if it is the 10 for a $90 bottle, in my opinion, it's worth that. All right, let's jump on this last one. In my mind, I'm already thinking that's 14. I mean, that is really dark. It seems real like thick and syrupy in the glass. Man, that's beautiful color. Okay. Oh man. Yeah. A lot darker on the nose, a lot more oak. You're going more towards the molasses side of sweetnesses here. But I'm yet picking up that cherry note that I picked up in the first one. And that for me is not typical on Jack Daniel's. I haven't studied these age statements like this before. Like, I've just about killed that 12, and I don't think I've ever just sat down and studied it. So is that common? You guys get cherry notes on Jack Daniel's, or am I just crazy? The wife says I'm crazy. That's really nice, man. The legs drop out super quick on it, and they're really thin. Kind of watery, right? There is some nuttiness there. It's starting to open up and talk a little bit. This is the most complex out of what we've had so far. That has to be 14, guys. It leans a touch to the tannic side. There's a lot going on there. Really dark sweetnesses. That proof really steps up. I'm almost 100% that's the 14. It's almost chewy with the thickness of it. Like, that viscosity is where I like it. It's got a nice hug on the backside. Man, I think that's absolutely delicious. I do think it leans a little bit to the drying and the tannic and the more oaky side of things. I think that 12 is somewhere in the middle of those. That makes sense, right? That leaves your palate a little bitter, a little dried out. But I really enjoy that sip, guys. Once we unveil these, I think I have a sample of the 14-year batch 1. I'd like to put them side by side, so we'll do that. I'm pretty sure we're 10, 12, 14, but let's look at it and see what we've got here. So our first glass, yeah, there you go, is A. Which one was A? Let's see. All right, so A, this is going to be the 12-year. I was totally wrong. The 12-year 107, the 12-year 107 is A. And A was my first glass. Shocking, because I would have guessed that to be 10 all day long. All right, second glass is C, and C was batch 10 year, batch 5, 97 proof, and I liked that better than I liked the 12 year. I felt like the 12 year was the younger version. I really did. I'm thankful that I missed that, because that way you guys know that I didn't set this thing up. All right, so this last one absolutely has to be the 14 year. So it's B. Kevin, man, these are too cool. These are way too cool. Like, I don't know if Kevin and his wife are going to start selling these or just handing them out as gifts. I don't know, but I'll find that out, and we'll post their link up if they are, because these are really cool. Brandon and I will enjoy these in the blinds that we do. So definitely batch 14, 117 proof was our last glass, was the one I liked the most. You know, if we were ranking them, this would have been first, this would have been second, and this would have been third. Is the way I ranked them. I ranked 12 in third place out of those. Absolutely enjoy the sip. It's really good. Now that I know, I can absolutely tell that this is the 10 year. I didn't know that earlier at all. I do pick up more banana here. I pick up more cherry there. I tend to like the flavors of this one more, but you can now tell that it's a little proof down, maybe because we've had 117 proof. And that 14 is exactly how I explained it. Flavor dial wise, I mean, you're hitting 8.5 on that thing, man. I mean, it's up there. That's really good flavor, but you're gonna have to enjoy that more oaky profile. I feel like last year's was way more oaky than that. So let's look back here, see if we have that sample, and we'll compare them. All right, so I do have last year's, much higher proof, right? The sample, I'm saying that's 126 proof. I don't know. I don't remember. Do you guys remember if that's right? I'm pretty sure, but it does say Jack Daniel's 14 batch 1. I'm gonna put it on coaster D, and we'll freshen up this year's just a touch, and we will pour a little bit of last year's batch 1. Really appreciate the bourbon community and what we do with sending these samples around. A lot of times we wouldn't have had the opportunity to try them otherwise, right? So, all right, I probably need to get the wife or somebody to come down here and like shake these up. I need one of those mixers that you sit the glass in, hit the button, it spins it, you can't see it, and then it comes back. But we'll just keep doing this for a minute and we'll see what we think, because I don't think there's any way I remember which one is which right now. I can go back the other way, mixing my hands up and which one I'm grabbing at what time, because I don't really remember how I had them. All right, that's got to be enough. Close enough for government work. Let's dive in and see what we think. All right, Jack Daniel's 14, batch 1, batch 2. Let's see which one we think is the better one. Don't know which one this is. All right, we're going to do this again. I'm going to grab another glass because I'm almost positive that that's batch 2, because it's dried some in the glass and I'm getting that like really sweet tobacco note. So that in my mind already has me thinking. So we'll grab a fresh Glen and we'll do the Mixie Poo again, and we'll go back the other direction. All right, let's try again. I'm either going nose blind or I'm just not picking up cherry or banana on either one of those. I don't know, guys. I'm not picking up a whole lot of anything. That definitely there's an aroma there. I can't tell you the notes. Maybe I've gone nose blind. Let's just get it on the palate and see what we think. Glass 1. I'm gonna guess that to be batch 1. The flavors in that batch 1 for me, or what I'm calling to be batch 1 in this glass, are hidden by tannic, dry notes. The flavor's a little slower to come across. The flavor's more late mid-palate to finish, and it's a little drying on the palate. Pretty humbling experience, because if that's the one that I just told y'all I love, now I look like an idiot. So maybe it doesn't take that to make me even look like an idiot. Just look like one. Roll Tide. All right, I'm starting to get more notes off of this one. It's like that creme brulee banana and some nuttiness to it. I'm pretty sure that is batch 2, and that's batch 1. Let's see. This is my winner by far. This one is more well-rounded. It's not as tannic. It's not as oaky. It's got a ton of more sweetnesses on it. God, it's good. There's a hint of some sourness in there. I don't mind it. That finish is really good. It goes nutty on the finish. That one's just not my jam. It's so much drier. and the flavors just come on way late. And on the flavor dial, they're really lower, like 4.5, 5.5. The flavors on this one are much sweeter. It's more well balanced. It's smoother around the edges. So let's just see what we got here. So the first one is B. The second one is D. Roll Tide. Do I not look like an idiot, guys? Batch 1 is better than batch 2 in my opinion, from what I just said. And in my mind, I just knew that was batch 2. Wow. Psychology, man. Psychology. Now that I know, right? I don't feel like that one tastes nearly like what I thought it was tasting. But go off of my previous comments. Don't go off of this, because once you get that mentality and you know what label that is, no, don't do that. Wow, that's shocking. You can't really tell the difference in the proof. And that's a pretty big gap between 117 and 126. Wow, that's funny. We'll see if I put that in the video. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, well, there you have it. That's my thoughts on it. Guys, really appreciate everything that the Patreon's doing. Those guys have allowed us to get into several barrel picks. We've got tons of barrels coming. We got a Crittenden Double Oak coming. We've got Crittenden coming to the website just as a standard shelfer. So we got like right around 100 cases about to ship over to the Brutally Honest One site. So if you guys are keen on wanting to try Crittenden, the month of May, hopefully we have those there. So just keep an eye on the site, Brutally Honest One, BREWTALLY Honest One. Keep an eye on that website. Patrons, man, we couldn't do this without you guys. Just freaking fantastic. Like, really appreciate everything that you guys do for us. If you guys are interested and you enjoy what we're doing and you want to help with what it is that we're doing to help support us to continue doing what we're doing, look over at Patreon. There's membership levels from $3 to $50 a month. Each one of those have different perks, and we appreciate every single one of you guys. So if you're interested in being in a pretty awesome Facebook group, I think that we have that. You can send me a friend request to Brandon Carlton. Just be a picture of me and the family there. Send me a friend request. I can invite you over to that Facebook page. Check us out over on Instagram and TikTok. And until the next time, y'all let the whiskey and the friendships flow. Cheers.